Hello, Elly here from Thankful Flow Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for another flow. I really appreciate your support on this channel. Do make sure that you click the subscribe button so that you can see the flows coming up. They're all completely free. So today we're doing a Vinyasa warrior flow. So clue being in the name. Of course, we are going to be flowing through the different warrior postures. It's going to be quite a strong and dynamic flow, so make sure you've got any blocks or props that you need, and we will get started. It's coming into a standing position on your mat, feet roughly hip width apart. Just bring the arms to the side of the body, and we're going to close down the eyes, or you could take your gaze out in front. Relax the neck and the shoulders. Start to send your awareness into the body, checking in with everything that's there for you today. No judgment. Knowing that whatever happens in this practice and outside of this practice, that you are enough and it is enough. Connecting to your breathing as you inhale and exhale. Observing how your breath feels today. And starting to open the eyes back up when you're ready. And we'll come to the top of the mat, standing in Tadasana. We'll take some mini kind of half sun salutations. So we'll inhale and reach the fingertips up to the sky, lift your ribs away from your hips. On the exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the fingertips back up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach the fingertips up, lift the ribs away from the hips. Exhale, folding forwards, bending the legs as much as you need to. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now hanging down in your forward fold, I just want you to start to take any gentle movement that feels good here. Maybe there's a gentle sway back and forth. Really relax the head and the neck. Keep letting go through the head. You can bring the hands underneath the feet here and just see how it feels to shift a little bit of weight from the balls of the feet into the palms of the hands. Again, bending the legs as much as you need to. Finding that gesture of surrender. Releasing the hands. Inhale, sweep the fingertips back up to the sky. Exhale, hand through heart center. Now we'll move into our full sun salutation, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, fingertips reaching up to the sky, growing the spine tall. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, lift your chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, step the feet back, finding your plank position, pausing here, fingers nice and spread, shoulders above the wrists. Start to move through your chaturanga, inhaling into an upward facing dog or cobra. Take whatever's in your practice, take what you need today. Exhale, press the mat away with your hands. Come back to your downward facing dog. First downward facing dog of the practice. Take a little pedal out through the feet, into the backs of the legs. Finding your breath, finding that prana. Inhale, send the gaze between the hands, step or jump the feet in. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky, grow the spine tall. Exhale, hands through to heart center. And we go again. Inhale, lifting the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold, building that energy in the body, saluting the sun. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, step or jump the feet back and come through your chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Lifting the hips to the sky, and you can always take a child's pose at any time if you need to. Pressing the mat away with your hands, creating that space. We're really prioritizing the length of the spine here, so if you need to bend your legs and get that lift through the spine, lengthening, then take that option, work there. Inhale. Gaze comes between the hands, step or jump the feet in, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, hands through to heart center, well done. Starting to feel that warmth, that fire within the body. Inhale, sit the hips back to chair pose, Utkatasana, squeezing the legs together, strong through the core, belly's coming away from the thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, jump or step back and flow through your chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Inhale, step this right foot through between the hands. Sweep the fingertips up to the sky. Find your warrior one, lifting up and out from the waist. Then grounding into this right leg. We're going to bring this left leg through. Take your right hand to the outside of the left foot. Start to lengthen through the left leg as you reach that left hand behind. So taking a twist here. It doesn't matter if the left leg needs to stay a bit bent, that's okay. Keep the space across the chest. Gaze comes out behind as well. Breathing. Now releasing from your twist. Float the hands back to heart center. Reach the left leg out behind. Flex the left foot. Finding your warrior three. Keeping the hips square. Breathing. Taking any support that you need with blocks and props. From here, take a really big step back with your left foot. Open out, find warrior two. Send your gaze over the right fingertips. Relax the shoulders, sink down into that right leg. And now we're going to lengthen through the right leg. So you might like to step this left foot in slightly. This is where you may wish to take a block. And we're going to flow the arms around and find a reverse Trikonasana. So my left hand is coming to the outside of the right foot, right hand's reaching up to the sky with my gaze. So this left hand may well like to be on a block here, or of course it can come down to the mat, depending on what's in your practice. Breathing here. Well done. Float the hands down to frame that front foot. Step the feet back. And vinyasa. Inhale through to your upward facing dog or cobra. Then exhale back to your downward facing dog. Reconnect with your breath. Sending your gaze between the knees. Pressing into the thumb and the first finger. This is the strongest part of your hand. This time we inhale, we sweep the left foot through between the hands, reach the fingertips to the sky, warrior one, left side, lifting up and out from the pelvis. Now bringing the weight into the left leg, left hand comes to the outside of the right foot, lengthening through the right leg, reaching your fingertips out behind, taking a little twist here, following with the gaze. No worries if that right leg needs to stay bent or you need to reduce the range of movement, you absolutely can. Keep listening to your body. Breathing into those wobbles and shakes, it's all part of the practice. Now see if you can start to release with control. Send the right leg out behind, find your warrior three. So I was not kidding when I said we were really doing all these warrior postures today and thinking about also the meaning behind this. So what is it to be in your power, to be strong, be a warrior in your life as well as in this practice? Now taking a really big step back with that right foot, opening out, finding your warrior two, sinking down into that front left leg, strong arms, relaxed shoulders, keeping both legs switched on. Keep pressing the feet down and away into the mat. And now lengthening through that way. So right toes are at a slight angle. You might like to take your block here. We're going to float around and find our evolved Trikonasana. So right hand comes to the outside of the left foot, left fingertips reach up to the sky. So again, using your block, adjusting the setting, or maybe the hand comes down to the mat. Not forcing anything here, breathing into that space. Well done for staying with me. And then floating the hands down to frame that front foot. Step the feet back and move through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale back to your downward facing dog. Lifting the hips to the sky. Inhale, gaze comes between the hands. Step or jump the feet in. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sit the hips back, find your Utkatasana. Draw the belly button in, belly's coming away from the thighs. Strong through the legs, strong in a line of energy. Exhale, release, come to Tadasana. Breathing here. Now from here, we're going to ground through this left foot and hook your right ankle to the left thigh. So bending through this left leg, opening. So we're coming into almost an Utkatasana position, but we've got the right knee coming out to the side. So almost like similar in some ways to when we're doing our flying Buddha, but we are creating our own pigeon version of Utkatasana. Maybe there is a specific name for this. Breathing here, keep that space across the chest. And now starting to release, see if with control you can step this right leg out. So we're coming into a wide leg position, toes are pointing forwards. Inhale here, lift the ribs away from the hips. Exhale, fold forwards, Prasarita Padottanasana. So the choice is yours. You can stay higher up in the fold. You can start to come lower down. You can bring your hands down to the mat, start walking them in line with the heels of the feet and beyond perhaps. I'm going to offer the option for a little headstand here if that's in your practice. But as always, listen to your body and whether that's right for you today, and be very, very mindful of whether you're quite new to handstands or it's something that it's been in your practice for a while. Only taking the option if it is really truly right for you. So if you're coming up into your headstand, lifting the feet away from the mat, floating them up to the sky. So come into tripod headstand here, but you can take whatever variation you like. If you're staying in Prasarita, staying in that fold. And then starting to come away if you were in the headstand. So you can come out as you came in, bringing those feet back down to the mat. Hands come to the hips. Inhale, really slowly lifting the chest, making your way back up to center. And then we're going to bring the weight into this right leg. Bend through your right leg, hook the left ankle on the right thigh, and come into this version of Utkatasana, opening into the left hip space, the glutes. Breathing here. Well done, and release. Stepping the feet so they're slightly further than hip width apart. And I want you to open the toes out, so toes are pointing towards the corners of the mat. Inhale here, reach the crown of your head to the ceiling. As you exhale, bend through the legs. Start to sit the hips down towards the mat, finding your malasana, your yogic squat. So I seem to have a panel of light over my body coming in from one of the windows in my space. But that could be just all part of my light and energy in this practice today. Okay. So keeping that space across the chest here, crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. And again, take any blocks, props, modifications you need for your malasana. For some of us, you know, the ankle and the knee joint in this pose is just going to mean that you will need support here, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that, you know, it doesn't mean anything about your practice. It just means that that's how your body is today. And then from here, we're going to sit the hips down towards the mat. Use your hands to support too if you need to. And lift the feet up. And I want you to try and take your hands to the outside edges of the feet. And we're going to come into this upright version of happy baby. So we're using the core. We're not rounding the spine, so keep that space across the chest. We're working with some balance here as well. And then you're either going to stay here, don't worry if you're wobbling, rolling around all over the place, just keep meeting me back in this position. An option, if you wish to start to play with lengthening through the legs, opening out here. Keep that space across the chest. For some reason when I lengthen the legs, I feel like that helps me to balance, but that could be very unique to me. But keep observing how this feels for you. That is the interesting thing, continuing to have that curiosity about yourself, your body, your feelings, your thoughts, exploring, being curious, being aware. Well done. Now release the feet down to the mat. Bending in this left leg, step your right foot to come to the outside of the left thigh. Right hand's coming to the mat behind. Inhale, reach the left fingertips up to the sky. As you exhale, twisting to the right, the left arm can either hug or take the hook around that left leg and follow with your gaze. So the gaze is coming over that right shoulder. Breathing here. So next little option to add in is we're bringing the left hand back to the outside of that right foot, seeing if you can lengthen through the right leg and then reach your right fingertips out behind. So similar movement to what we did earlier in the class, standing up. Again, if you need to keep some bend in the right leg, please do. Breathing into that space. Well done, and unraveling from the twist. See if you can bring your hands, both hands out behind, and then we're going to switch the legs over. So see if you can do this with control. So right leg's bending in, left foot stepping to the outside of the right leg. Left hand can stay out behind to support you. Inhale, sweep the right fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, twist to the left. Take the hook or the hug. Start with breathing here in your twist. And then option to bring the right hand to the outside of the left foot. Maybe you start to lengthen through the left leg and lift those left fingertips away. Send your gaze out behind, over the left hand. Breathing here. Keep lifting up and out from the pelvis. Well done, and release from the twist. Bring yourself to a comfortable seated position on your mat. Close down the eyes for a moment. Bring the hands to heart center. And take a moment to scan through the body. Seeing if you can observe any sensations, anything that's alive for you. And when we bring this awareness into the body throughout our practice, this allows us to be in an embodied movement practice. This allows us to release tension from different layers of the body, the mind. And it all starts with becoming aware, setting our gaze inwards. Opening the eyes back up and releasing the hands when you're ready, coming back into the physical body. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for doing this practice with me. As always, the link is below to the other things that I offer. I have a lovely community with my membership that also helps to allow me to create these free videos for YouTube. So if you're interested in some longer, more in-depth practices, maybe some more beginner practices, some guided meditations, live flows, do go over and check that out. But so grateful for you just being here, and I can't wait to see you for another flow again very soon. Thank you, bye bye.